Welcome to George Sparky Anderson Field for game number 31 as the Conejo Oaks take on the Philippines Baseball Group alongside Sammy Fawn. I'm Judo Canias. And well, it's a tale of two sides as the Conejo Oaks will look to extend a 3-game win streak. But on the other side, the Philippines Baseball Group will look to end a 4-game losing streak. The Conejo Oaks coming off a big win on the road against the Arroyo Seco Saints just yesterday, defeating them 7-3, where they capped that season series, and now they'll cap another season series here versus the Philippines Baseball Group. What are you looking for today, Sammy, with the Conejo Oaks?
Looking for the Conejo Oaks to continue off the momentum, continuing off of 3 straight wins against the Arroyo Seco Saints, with 2 of those wins coming on the road. And I think something that really stood out to me about the Oaks is they held the Saints scoreless for at least the first 5 innings each of these games. And, you know, there were a lot of innings in those games that the Saints would tell you that they should have had. And, you know, on the flip side, the Philippines Baseball Group looking to snap their 4-game losing streak and achieve their 4th win of the season. And the Oaks, you know, they're in an exciting position. They're just 1 game behind the first place Santa Barbara Foresters, with the Oaks being 20-9 and the Foresters being 21-9. So it should be, you know, an exciting game, and not one that the Oaks can take lightly, no matter what the standings are and what team they're facing.
Certainly, with only 2 weeks left in the season, every game is going to matter. Like you mentioned, they're 1 game behind the Santa Barbara Foresters, but the Orange County Riptide at 18-11, right beyond their tail. But we'll get to the field now as, yeah, Sammy, you talked about that starting pitch, and it has been extremely lethal for the Conejo Oaks all season long, and especially in the last 3 weeks, and just what Charlie Decker was able to do and other pitchers like Decker. It's Spencer Kratt at on the mound first for the Conejo Oaks in his now first start of the season. He's made 6 appearances with a 2-0 record. As we get the first pitch underway, it is slap foul into the ground as the first pitch at 4:02 p.m. here at George Sparky Anderson Field. Well, Spencer Kratt, the last time we saw him was on July 8th in a 5-2 win where he went 1 1/3 inning versus the Barons. Allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts as it's another ball chopped in the dirt by Nomar Vasquez. As Philippines Baseball Group and the Conejo Oaks meeting for the 4th and final time this season. The Oaks are 2-1 in all 3 matchups, which have all taken place at George Sparky Anderson Field, as the Philippines Baseball Group is one of 3 affiliate teams in the California Collegiate League. It's an 0-2 pitch as a swing and a miss. As it's still a live ball, and Thomas tries to retrieve it. His throw over to first in time completes the strikeout. It's 1 batter down.
Yeah, very good start for Spencer Kratt in his very first start of the season. Spencer Kratt, he's made, now this is his 7th pitching appearance, but for him to get a start here and show the team what he can do, and he just picked up his 10th strikeout of the season.
So double digits for Kratt as it's now an inside ball to Ben Lee, counts 1-0, and getting to your batting order for the Philippines Baseball Group. Due up next is JJ Fagfumsen, then Dylan Tagia, Malachi Lopez, Tyler Haruta, and then your bottom 3, Brady Ferramisco, Riker Billingsley, and Wyatt Lamarzna to finish off the batting order today here on July 18th in Week 7 of the California Collegiate League, as it's a 2-0 pitch. Another inside fastball from Tyler Kratt now makes it 3 balls and no strikes. Spencer Kratt just recently committed to San Jose State, where he'll be playing his baseball for the next season. It's a 3-0 count. Fastball down the middle for a strike, now 3-1. Spent the past season at Los Angeles Valley College, where he pitched a total of 50 innings and 42 strikeouts, a 6.05 ERA. Has only pitched 11 innings this summer. 3-1 is inside for ball 4, so a 1-out walk for Ben Lee, gets his 14th walk of the season. Now it's 1-out, 1-on for the Philippines Baseball Group. Leads way to one of the all-stars for the Philippines Baseball Group, JJ Fagfumsen, who started out at shortstop, or came in as the 2nd shortstop in the California Collegiate League Showcase. And man, he made some plays defensively that I think everyone in the stands certainly raised their eyebrows out, with a few diving grabs and spectacular throws to first base. As the first set pitch is swung on, fouled off to the right.
Yeah, JJ Fagfumsen, a rising sophomore at Pierce College. He redshirted this past 2025 spring season, though.
Yeah, Fagfumsen was one of 2 All-Stars for the Philippines Baseball Group, as it's an 0-1 count. Hits the outside for a ball. Counts now even at 1 apiece. The other would be Andres Perez, one of the right-handed pitchers for the Philippines baseball group, the senior from Fordham.
Yeah, we saw him pitch in the All-Star game.
It's now a 1-1 count to Fag Foomsen, 1 out, 1 on. Pokes one into right field as Vila's over to make the play out in right field. So it's now 2 outs. Leads way to Dylan Tagium, now making his first plate appearance today. He is third on the team with a batting average of .350. He's played in 16 games this season. Leads the team in hits and RBIs with 21 hits and 13 RBIs. 4 of those hits have gone for doubles. So it's 2 outs, 1 on for the Philippines baseball group. The first pitch from Krat. Swung on, fouled off to the right. Counts 0-1. And to get to your defensive things for the Caneo Oaks, behind the dish today is Anthony Thomas at first base, Devin Wilkes, second base, Jonah Dawson at short, Zach Moore, and at third, Tyler Hawley. And then from left to right in your outfield, Jax Jimenez, Tommy Kenlinger, and Isaac Veal manning the forest out there in outfield of George Sparky Anderson Field as it's low for ball 1. Counts now 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, well, the Oaks had 6 All-Stars on the team yesterday, including Devin Wilkes and Tyler Hawley and Ethan Gonzalez. All 3 of them had played defensively, and so we got at bats.
It's a fly ball out into right field as Veal camps under and gets the out. So after allowing just 1 walk, Spencer Krat is able to make work of the next 2 batters. We head to the bottom of the first, 0-0. We come back to you here in the bottom of the first inning as Spencer Krat make quick work of the first 4 batters he faced on the Philippines baseball group side. But now it's the Oaks' turn as it's the leadoff man, Tommy Kenlinger, batting .275 this season with 17 runs and 19 hits. Up first for the Oaks, and he had his first home run of the season just yesterday versus the Arroyo Seco Saints as he first pitch is inside for a ball, counts 1-0, and he absolutely crushed that one dead on in center field.
Yeah, we're going opposite field, right to the gap against Cody Turner. A fastball, a lot of momentum, and he just drilled it the other way.
Ball upstairs, 2-0. Yeah, it was the second time this season the Oaks have hit 2 home runs in a game. Tommy Kenlinger and then Tyler Hawley, who hit his 4th home run of the season, the 2-0 pitch. Hits the outside corner for a strike. It's now a 2-1 count. Well, Tyler Hawley, I mean, we'll get to him as he was an all-star this year, but he's had quite the past week at the plate for the Oaks. But for Tommy Kendlinger, he finished 1 for 4 and a home run and a strikeout. It's now a 2-1 count. As he takes a ball low and outside. It's now a 3-1 count.
Yeah, and Tyler Hawley particularly has developed into one of those Oaks who loves playing at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field.
As Kendlinger takes a strike low, now up to a full count. As on the mound first is J.J. Manuel, making his California Collegiate League debut today for the Philippines baseball group. So the payoff pitch here. It's inside for ball 4. A leadoff walk to get things started for the Conejo Oaks offensively as it leads way now to Zach Moore, the shortstop today for the Oaks, batting 170. To get to your batting order today for the Conejo Oaks, due up next is Tyler Hawley, then Landon West, Devin Wilkes, Jax Jimenez, and then the final 3, Anthony Thomas, Jonah Dawson, and Isaac Veal in the 9-hole. But right now it's Zach Mora, who has already 1 on, 0 outs. First pitch, Kendlinger goes off for the steal. Ball's high as he's going to be able to steal 1. He's now going for third base as they can't control it out in outfield. So an errant throw by the catcher, Ben Lee, allows Tommy Kendlinger to go for 2 bases.
Yeah, he got his 8th steal of the season, and he stole second on the throw into center field. The center fielder, Billingsley, actually picked it up kind of quickly at first, but Kendlinger, possibly his daringness to go to third, might have flustered Riker Billingsley a bit, because Billingsley principally had a shot at Kendlinger there going to third, but I think his daringness to go to third might have just caught him off guard a little bit, and now the infield is in.
Well, the Oaks can take advantage here. A 1-1 count to Mora. Looks 1 in the dirt. It's ball 2, so it counts now 2 balls, 1 strike. So Tommy Kendlinger, like you mentioned, with 8 stolen bases, which he is still leading the team in that category, has done pretty much all of the month of July. He's just been a complete weapon. The 2-1 pitch is Mora hits one fly into left field, and Billingsley able to get over and make the play. Kendlinger tags on, and he's going to head home. So it's a sacrifice fly for Zach Mora, his first of the season. Gets the first run of the day for the Oaks.
That's just textbook fundamental under 2-out RBI hitting by Zach Moore. He drove that ball deep enough to left center field, and with Kendlinger drawing the leadoff walk, one thing that these opposing pitchers that the Oaks face are going to have to do, they are going to have to grab that command of the strike zone, because as the season goes on, these walks and little mistakes become more and more costly. And the Oaks, they have been continuing to capitalize on mistakes and gifts.
Yeah, we saw that a lot yesterday versus the Saints as Hawley takes a strike on the outside, a slider from Manuel. Well, Hawley, we already talked about it, but in the past 4 games has 3 home runs. So he looks at an 0-1 pitch here. Takes the ball inside. It's now count 1-1. Hawley currently batting .287 on the season with 17 runs, a second best on the team, 25 hits, and a team leading 21 RBIs. So 1 out, nobody on, the 1-1. Hawley looks at a ball inside and low.
Yeah, Tyler Hawley having hit a 3-run bomb last night at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. The previous time they played there, he hit a 2-run home run, hit a home run against the Santa Barbara Foresters, and before that, hit a home run when they played at Ventura College.
The 2-1 pitch. Hawley looks at another ball outside. Counts now 3-1. The redshirt sophomore from Fullerton College has been lighting it up all 2025 summer after making no appearances for Fullerton 2025 as he drives one to second base. That is Fermisco, gets under and pitches over to Hunter Boylan for the second out. And Hunter Boylan is actually listed as a pitcher on the Philippines baseball group. He's now at first base. So it's now Landon West, and so this is kind of the gauntlet part of the order that the newly added J.J. Manuel is going to have to get through, as Landon West, another all-star. He came in as a late alternative in Wednesday's game. Didn't make any action, but just appeared as an alternate, as that's chopped left. Lopez gets under at his throw. in time to get the third out. So after a Tommy Kenlinger walk and then run around the bases to get the first run of the game, Manuel does his job and retires the next 3. We head to the second. Oaks leading 1-0. And welcome back to George Sparky Anderson Field. This game is brought to you by Pizza Man Dan's out in Ventura County. 6 different locations to get your hot pie now, as Spencer Kraft back in his second inning of action, as it's the now 5, 6, 7 in the batting order for the Philippines baseball group, with Malachi Lopez, the third baseman, up first. The first pitch, swing and a miss as he chases one inside. Counts now 0-1. Malachi Lopez currently batting .244 on the season, but in 13 games this season has 10 hits. Looks at the ball in the dirt, counts now 1-1. The freshman at Riverside Community College, where he played 33 games, had 21 runs, 20 hits. Representing the Philippines national team this summer, the 1-1 inside for another ball. Counts now 2-1. Well, heading into this week, the Oaks were ranked as the second best team in the California Collegiate League, just behind the Santa Barbara Foresters in the midseason rankings by the website. The 2-1 pitch is low for another ball. The Philippines baseball group do not get actually ranked. Any team that is an affiliate does not get to be part of those rankings, but the Philippines baseball group is certainly a season they're going to want to forget about. The 3-1. It's low for ball 4, so a leadoff walk for Malachi Lopez to get things started in the second inning.
Well, I think as any young programs and affiliate programs emerge in such a competitive league, such as the CCL, you know, you're going to have your trial seasons, your fair share, at least 1 or 2, and then, you know, you get up on the ground running. I mean, you look at the San Francisco Seagulls in their first season as a non-affiliate. They're going through their trials right now.
It's now Tyler Haruta at the plate, the right-hander. Looks at a strike just in the upper half of the inside zone.
A right-hander at the plate and a lefty in the field.
Haruta batting .257 on the season in the 9 games that he's played, with 4 runs, 0 outs, 1 on, and the 0-1 swing and a miss from Haruta. Now down on the count 0-2. Yeah, well, I mean, the Philippines baseball group, they were, like you said, Sammy, still trying to figure it out as a young program, and certainly not an easy task when you have to play the Santa Barbara Foresters and then the Oaks in back-to-back days. The 0-2 pitch. That one's grounded to shortstop. Zach Moore on a diving play is able to stop it, but not able to make the play. Pretty much uses his body as a shield not to allow it to roll into the outfield, but a single nonetheless for Tyler Haruta.
Yeah, Mora did everything he could right there on the ball. Hit sort of medium hard on the ground to the left side, and Mora used his range to his advantage and at least blocked the ball from going to the outfield.
So now it's Brady Ferramisco wearing 00 Not a number you typically see here in the California Collegiate League. So it's no outs, 2 on already for the Philippines baseball group. First pitch, he goes for the bunt, able to lay it down. It's going to stay fair. A beautiful piece of work right there as Brady Formisco gets now his 2nd hit of the season, and it's a big one to now make loaded bases for the Philippines baseball group.
You absolutely cannot bunt it any better than that. That was just perfectly placed right in front of Thomas at an angle where he was sort of caught in between. It almost looked close enough to the plate to be a foul ball, but it kept rolling to the inside of the line, and you know, by the time he picked it up, there was just no chance, and now the Philippines baseball group have the bases loaded, nobody out.
It's now Riker Billingsley, the left-hander, who takes a ball outside. So it's bases loaded now for the Philippines baseball group in the 2nd inning, and Spencer Kratt, some real traffic. Still 0 outs for the Oaks as it's been a walk and back-to-back infield singles. The 1-0 pitch to Billingsley. Takes a ball low and inside this time. Counts now 2-0. Well, the Philippines baseball group, like we mentioned, they're 1-2 this season versus the Oaks. Their only win of the season coming in a 7-5 win back on July 4th. Where it was a 7-run 5th inning. Allowed them to lead to victory. The 2-0 swing and a miss from Billingsley. It's now a 2-1 count.
Well, Riker Billingsley, a senior at University of North Alabama, playing in his 3rd game of the season. His first game was on July 8th in a 10-3 loss against the Orange County Riptide. He has 1 hit on the season. That came on yesterday.
The 2-1, that's a high chopper to second base. Dawson is able to scoop on the hop, pitches over to Wilkes, and gets the out, but it is a RBI ground out for Rikers Billingsley. It's now a tie ball game, 1-1.
This inning is going Philippines' way, starting off perfectly and following off in a good fashion for Philippines, and you know that certainly a lot of momentum was built up on that bunt single by Brady Formisco, and Billingsley does his job, drives home a run.
So now runners on 2nd and 3rd for the Philippines baseball group. Bottom of the order, Wyatt Lamarzna looks at a strike inside. It's now 0-1. It would be Tyler Haruta at 3rd base and Brady Formisco at 2nd. Malachi Lopez brought in from the RBI ground out by Riker Billingsley, his 1st of the season. So an 0-1 pitch here to Lamarzna. Looks at a ball low, counts 1 ball, 1 strike. So Spencer Kratt really trying to work through some traffic here. This season has allowed 6 runs, 4 of those being earned. The 1-1 pitch, as that's fouled off. It's now a 1-2 count.
Now Wyatt Lamarzna, junior at L.A. Pierce College, looks to drive home another run. He could give Philippines the lead here.
So 1 out, 2 on for the Philippines baseball group. It's the payoff pitch from Kratt. It's low. Inside as it gets away from Thomas. He's able to collect, but now counts even at 2 as Tyler Haruta thought for a second about maybe potentially going home, but makes the safe decision to hold on for 1 more at bat here as it's a 2-2 count to Lamarzna, batting 167 on the season. The 2-2 pitch from Kratt. That's chopped to 3rd base. Hawley gets under it, tags 1, throws it to 1st, and that's a 2. And so they are going to call. So they're going to, as of right now, it looks like Brady Formisco was going to be safe at 3rd base. Tyler Hawley originally looked to tag him and throw it to 1st.
And the 3rd base umpire said that he missed Formisco, so the call was safe.
And that's a tough call. I mean, from just our point of view, it looked like Tyler Hawley had kind of leaned forward and tagged him. And they are going to call it out, so it's a 5-3 double play to get out of the inning after confirmation from the umpires. So
how about that?
We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's a tie ball game, 1-1. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field, as it's already a 1-1 ball game, as the Philippines baseball group was able to respond back in the top of the second inning off a RBI groundout from Riker Billingsley, but it was Tyler Hawley pretty much did it himself on a 5-3 double play and tagged the second base runner Tyler Haruta. So it's now Devin Wilkes up for the first time today. Second pitch here. It's a swung on. It's going to hit. It's a line drive right into Manuel as Vermisco can't control the pitch. And, man, that right off the bat was a line drive into the stomach.
Yeah, we definitely hope that J.J. Manuel is okay after that. That was a hot shot right off him.
Yeah, right off the bat of Devin Wilkes was 102 miles per hour. And that was now going to be tended to by the head coach, Will Pickett. And yeah, there's definitely going to see if he's good to go, but it does allow Devin Wilkes to advance to first base, but clearly right now the health of Manuel is more important, as he's going to do a few practice pitches just to get back, see if he's doing well. I mean, right off the bat, that was he instantly wet down. I mean, that line drive to his stomach. So as Will Pickett looks on, and now he will return back to the dugout as J.J. Manuel is good enough to continue to play. So Wilkes now on first base, leads way to Jax Jimenez, who's batting 176 on this season with 12 hits and 8 runs. Takes the ball low and inside, counts 1-0. Well, for Devin Wilkes, that would be his 27th hit of the season. He continues to lead the Oaks in that category. The 1-0 pitch is fly ball, foul off to the left. It's now a 1-1 count as Jax Jimenez, one of the 4 players representing the Ducks this summer for the Caneo Oaks. Spent actually last summer playing for the Lincoln Potters in the Pacific Empire League. The 1-1 is outside for ball, counts now 2-1. Well, the Pacific Empire League has definitely attracted multiple California collegiate teams in recent memory. 3 teams from the north actually left just 2 years ago to join the Pacific Empire League. It's now a 2-1 count to Jax Jimenez. Checks his swing and takes the ball inside. Counts now 3-1. Well, actually, one of the teams that The Oaks will see in just about a week. The Slow Blues originally were in the South Division, but because 3 teams from that North Division left for the Pacific Empire League, they were moved to the North. As Jack Jimenez throws away his bat, but it's a little bit ill-advised as strike 2 called, so it's now up to a full count.
Yeah, I will say the San Luis Obispo Blues, the final team that the Oaks have yet to face here in the regular season according to the schedule, and just the second CCL North team that they will have faced this season.
Yeah, played a 1-game series versus Eagles. The payoff pitch swinging. It's going to be fouled off the bat of Jimenez to stay alive here. Well, Jimenez had a little bit extra time this break, as a few other Oaks did, and not making the trip down to MLB Youth Academy. Has 1 home run on the season. Hit that versus the Saints a few weeks ago, so it's a full count here. The payoff for Manuel. It's outside for ball 4, so a single and a walk to start things in the second inning. Has 2 base runners on for the Oaks.
Yeah, well, that single by Wilkes, the line drive right off of Manuel. A rocky start for him in more ways than one, but you know, his focus will be just to bounce back from his first inning where he allowed a run thanks to a stolen base and then a throwing error allowing Kenlinger to go to third, and he would come home on a sac fly.
Anthony Thomas' first pitch hits a fly ball out into shallow center field as Billingsley is able to go over and make the play. Pretty much all the way in shallow center field and gets the out. So it's 1 down now for the Philippines baseball group.
It's a big one too, keeping the runners at first and second. And you know, you go back to that play in the top of the second inning where Holly tagged out for Amisco and threw to first. An unfortunate play for the Philippines because Vermisco didn't have to go in that situation. He wasn't forced. The ball hit to the left side. You would normally stay at second if there's no one at first.
Joe Dawson takes the ball upstairs. Yeah, some mistakes already for the Philippines baseball group, but still a 1-1 ball game as it's now a 1-0 count to Jonah Dawson. Second pitch. So it's going to hit Dawson right on the left shoulder, and he's going to now walk over to first base. So first time today, bases full of Oaks here in the second inning as leads away to the number 9 hole, Isaac Veal. So another huge opportunity right here for the Oaks to capitalize.
Yeah, the Oaks, the base is loaded and 1 out, and Veal, we've seen him develop some more contact and pop at the plate in the recent weeks. He's got 4 hits on the season now.
Veal takes the ball outside. It's played in 20 games this season. He's coming as a pinch runner, pinch hitter. Doing it more than just his hitting. The 1-0 pitch to Veal. Takes another ball outside. So Jonah Dawson at first base, Jax Jimenez at second, and Devin Wilkes at third. As bases loaded for the Oaks, just 1 out. Isaac Veal steps back into the batter's box as it's a 2-0 count. Manuel lines up, pitches. That's chopped foul off to the left. It's now a 2 balls, 1 strike. It's Isaac Veal, a junior at Westmont College. His team won the Pacific West regular season and tournament for the first time in their program's history. He's one of 4 players this summer on the Oaks. The 2-1 pitch hits the outside corner for a strike, now 2-2. So the Oaks trying to capitalize with runners in scoring positions right here. Veal this season with 3 RBIs. It's his first season with being on the Oaks. The 2-2 pitch. Takes the ball outside. It's now up to a 3-2 count.
Manuel, a lot of pressure to put Veal away while also keeping his eye on the runners. Veal could get that runner home in way more ways than one.
So first baseman Hunter Boylan up pretty much into the grass of the diamond as Veal pops one into the sky. Shortstop Fagfumsen waits under it and makes the play. So not hit far enough to advance any of the runners, as it's now 2 down for the Philippines baseball group. And now it's back to the top of the order, and certainly a guy the Oaks want in this position right now, as it's Tommy Kenlinger, who is the solo run of the day for the Oaks. He was brought in by the sacrifice fly from Zach Mora. So 2 outs, bases loaded. First pitch to Kenlinger. That's swung on, chopped to the second base. Formisco gets under it, pitches it over to Boylan for the 3rd out. So Manuel, after being struck in the stomach by a line drive, is able to respond and get out of a bases loaded situation without allowing a single run. We head to the 3rd inning, 1-1.
Now pitching for the Oaks, number 19, Max Strickland.
We head to the top of the 3rd inning, as it's already a pitch and change for the Caneo Oaks, as Max Strickland is now on the mound for the 8th time this season, and Spencer Kratt's day is over just after 2 innings. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this is the earliest we've seen a pitching change in quite a few games. We've seen Charlie Decker, who's gone 6 innings yesterday. That was a season high for him. Saw Cody Carson on the win versus the Saints last Sunday go 5 innings. So already an early change for Spencer Kratt. And obviously with a commitment to a new school like San Jose State, they probably have different requirements of how long they want their pitchers on the mound, and that certainly could have played a factor into how long Kratt made his appearance. But nonetheless, Max Strickland, who is someone that has been really trying to work through a lot of struggles early on. He's 0 for 2 on the season with a 36.64 ERA. He's only pitched in 4 1/3 innings, or 2/3 innings, with 2 strikeouts, 17 walks, and 8 runs, and has allowed a total of 20 runs, with all of those being earned.
And through it all, he's faced 39 total batters this season.
So he's certainly going to want a different result today, as back to the top of the order. So it is Hunter Boylan, the left-handed pitcher, who takes a strike on the outside corner. It's interesting, Nomar Vasquez actually started off as the leadoff man. So
he did.
A pretty quick switch at the plate. So Hunter Boylan now with a 0-1 count. Strickland deals. Upstairs for a ball. Counts now 1-1. And for Hunter Boylan, the senior from Cal State Chico, has batted in 3 games, just has recorded 1 hit. The 1-1 pitch from Strickland. He deals. Swing and a miss. An 89-mile-per-hour fastball just muscles in.
Yeah, well, Strickland, one thing you know he wants to be consistent with is those first pitch strikes, because those are often starting stepping stones into a healthy outing.
So 1-2 count here, the payoff from Strickland. Swing and a miss. The third strikeout of the season for Max Strickland is a fast one as he gets him with an 89-mile-per-hour fastball upstairs. That's a good sight to see if you're an Oaks fan, because certainly it has always been kind of early in the inning struggles and then having to work himself out of a mess, but it's already 1 down for the Oaks. It's now Ben Lee at the plate, making his second appearance. Walked his first time as he takes the ball upstairs.
Yeah, overall, so far we're seeing much better command of the strike zone from Max Strickland. Just much greater control. He's able to find that balance between elevating the velocity and being consistent with pounding the zone.
The 1-0 pitch. That's fouled back. Yeah, no, certainly. I mean, that was kind of the thing early on this season that we talked about a lot on the broadcast of just, you know, if he could really find a command of the zone, you know, he'd be a pretty solid pitcher because he has the velocity, certainly. I mean, his fastball is ranging from 88 to 90 miles per hour, and you know, just finding that command of strike zone could certainly help him as a pitcher in his future endeavors. It's now a 1-1 count. That's fouled off to the right. Counts now 1-2 to Ben Lee, who has a team-leading batting average of .447. Has 9 runs, 17 hits, 12 RBIs. He has 5 doubles and 2 triples, both which lead the team. So a 1-2 count to Ben Lee. The payoff from Strickland. He deals. And it hits the corner of the strike zone for strike 3 as it's back-to-back Ks for Max Strickland. The first time we've seen him do that all season long.
Yeah, some great location and command of the strike zone from Strickland, and I think that might be something hitters who may have faced him are not necessarily used to. From a guy that's just been throwing the ball really hard, he is not. Strickland has
the pop fly out into right field. Isaac Veal moves over to the right field line and makes the play. So Max Strickland retires the side with back-to-back strikeouts. We head to the bottom of the third inning. The Oaks and Philippines baseball group knotted at 1. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field as this game is brought to you here on July 18th in a matchup between the Conejo Oaks and Philippines Baseball Group by Pizza Man Dan's out in Ventura County with 6 different locations. Get your hot pie now. As JJ Manuel begins his now 3rd inning of action, and man, he's still out toughing after taking a line drive in the 2nd inning. Zach Moore up first, shows bunt, and fouls it off to the left.
Well, how about Max Strickland, his 1-2-3 inning? You know, his last appearance, he took his 2nd loss against the Philippines Baseball Group back on July 4th, but coming into today, I mean, he was just outstanding, lights out.
Yeah, now the question will be continuing that, but certainly with 2 strikeouts and a pop-out, looked the part already. The 0-1 to Moore as he hits a fly ball out to right shallow field, and that's going to be Formisco that's going to go over and make the play in foul territory. So it's 1 down for the Philippines Baseball Group. Leads way to Tyler Hawley, who's had the hottest bat of them all in the last week for the Conejo Oaks. He was 3 for 5 yesterday with a home run, 5 RBIs, and 1 run. Did it all for the Oaks, and defensively has already made plays today with creating a 5-3 double play back in the 2nd inning, but now looking for his offense to get started as he's 0 for 1 today. The first pitch. And then he went around, so strike 1.
Yeah, Tyler Hawley, he's been swinging a hot bat in the past couple of weeks, as you had mentioned. 3 home runs in the past 4 games.
The 0-1 pitch to Hawley. It's a fly ball into right foul territory as Boylan gets over to try to make the play, and it's going to land just outside the fence here at George Sparky Anderson Field and go foul. So it's now a 0-2 count to Hawley. And well, the Philippines Baseball Group certainly is going to want to get back to any sort of winning ways. Talked about at the top of the show on a 4-game losing streak, but in the past 3 games, they have been outscored by their opponents 28-7. Practically a football score right there. In the last 2 games versus the Riptide and the Forcers, they've allowed 10 runs apiece. So it's an 0-2 count to Hawley. Takes the ball upstairs, counts now 1-2. Well, last time the Oaks and the Philippines Baseball Group met, back on July 6th, where the Oaks, in a dominating fashion, won 8-1. It's a 1-2 pitch to Hawley. He swung through, and so Lee tags him, and it'll be the first strikeout of the day for Manuel.
Yeah, Manuel just got Tyler Hawley all tied up. Got him in a knot, and just got him to swing at his pitches. And that was a nasty breaking ball to take care of Hawley and seal the deal there. You saw Hawley chase at that first pitch where the bottom just dropped out of it. Kind of the same result there, 2 down.
So now 2 outs with Landon West at the plate. Takes a strike inside. Landon West yesterday versus the Arroyo Seco Saints was 0 for 3 with 2 runs, 2 walks, as well as reaching on an error. Today he is 0 for 1, grounding out to third base. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, that's going to drive that into left field as it drops for a base hit. It's a 2-out single to keep the Oaks alive here in the 3rd.
Fundamental hitting by Landon West as he ripped that ball straight into left field for a 2-out knock. And West, now with his 8th hit of the season, potentially has started a 2-out rally.
So strong piece of hitting right there. As Wilkes takes a strike on the outside, counts now 0-1. Well, Wilkes, West, and Hawley were all part of the California Collegiate League All-Star team, as well as Jacob Galloway, who has the day off today. The 0-1, Galloway just reaches for a chopper as Formisco gets over to it, pitches to Boylan, and gets the 3rd out, a 4-3 put out to get out of the 3rd inning as we're still knotted at 1 apiece. And it'll be the 4, 5, 6 in the Philippines baseball batting order up next. Come to you here as the Oaks and the Philippines baseball group knotted at 1. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I'm Judo Conius, and Max Strickland now begins his second inning of action and will look to continue off what was a very strong third inning where he had 2 strikeouts and a pop-out. Led to him retiring the side, so now it's Dylan Tagium. Looks at a ball outside, and Dylan Tagium as the designated hitter today for the Philippines baseball group, batting .350 on the season. The 1-0 pitch to Tagium. To the ball low and outside. It's now 2 balls, 0 strikes.
Yeah, Max Strickland coming off a very strong first inning, and one thing we have not seen him do yet is go 2 innings in a game.
The 2-0 pitch. Hits the inside corner for a strike. Counts now 2-1.
He's certainly got some good momentum going for him to carry on into his second inning right here.
So the 2-1 pitch here to Tagium. Strickland deals. It's chopped foul off to the left. Count now even at 2 apiece. Tagium popped out to right field in his first plate appearance, the senior from the Masters College, where he batted .226 in 2025 in the 13 games he played with 7 hits and 6 RBIs. The payoff pitch from Strickland. It's hit hard and high out to foul right territory as it's going to drop over the fence for a foul ball. Count remains 2-2.
Well, Max Strickland, his biggest struggle early on in the season, especially in his disastrous first outing against the Santa Barbara Foresters, was really locating that strike zone. His velocity was there, but his command wasn't. But today we're seeing both are in much better fashion.
The 2-2 pitch to Tagium. That's chopped to first base as Wilkes gets under, and he's going to do it himself. Tags on first out. So now brings up Malachi Lopez, who walked his first plate appearance and was brought home on the RBI groundout from Riker Billingsley, the only run of the day for the Philippines baseball group, as they currently sit in 8th place in the California Collegiate League at 3-14. The Oaks at 20-9, picking up their 20th win just yesterday. First pitch from Strickland. It's in the dirt for a ball. Counts now 1-0.
Yeah, Malachi Lopez, he drew a walk his first time up in that second inning where the Philippines baseball group would score a run and potentially rob themselves of a run due to a base running impulse.
The 1-0 pitch outside and gets behind Anthony Thomas. Counts now 2-0 as got to give a shout out to Nathan Hernandez, who's collecting the ball right now from behind the backstop. I mean, we talked about it on the broadcast yesterday, Sammy, but he had a terrific last 3 innings for the Oaks, pretty much keeping them afloat, not keeping them afloat, but really not allowing any more damage. The 2-0 pitch. It's the outside for a strike. Counts now 2-1. In fact, he was the player of the game, and you spoke to him after, and he was all jittery.
he was very excited and nervous to finally do a player of the game interview after. He was over the moon when he found out he was player of the game.
Well, it was well deserved. The 2-1 pitch inside for another ball. Counts now 3-1.
Yeah, I will say, reflecting on his performance, 3 innings, allowed just 2 runs, struck out 4 batters. And he said that he was frustrated with himself that he gave up those 2 runs, but we couldn't see it. We just saw an outstanding performance by a pitcher who we talked about how efficient he's been overall, and he showed up for the team yet again.
Lopez grounds that to shortstop. Moore gets under in time. 2 down for the Oaks. Leads way to Tyler Haruta. Yeah, just finishing on that note. I mean, I really just go back to that 8th inning where 0 outs. He had 2 base runners on, one at third, one at second base, and he struck out 2, and then Levi Medella grounded out to him. That was an impressive 3 outs right there that he got, and just staying cool, calm, and collected as Strickland tries to do the same here with 2 outs. The first pitch to Tyler Haruta. Haruta takes a ball upstairs, counts now 1-0 as Haruta is 1 for 1 on the day. He was part of that 5-3 double play that Wyatt Lamarsna hit into back in the second inning. The 1-0 pitch from Strickland. It's in the dirt and outside for a ball. Counts now 2-0. It was also, I mean, I'd have to go back. We only saw 2 pitchers for the Oaks take the mound, which Charlie Decker and Nate Hernandez, which is not typical. We typically see at least 3 guys go, so we've already seen 2 today with Spencer Kratt just going 2 innings, and now Max Strickland in his second inning of action. The 2-0 pitch to Haruta. Upstairs for ball 3 as Haruta remaining patient at the plate.
Yeah, I think part of it goes to following the All-Star break with the Oaks having to play 4 straight days, wanting to conserve as many arms as they can. And it's also big that Charlie Decker, he made the All-Star team but did not pitch on Wednesday night in the showcase game. But yeah, for them to use just 2 arms, both Decker and Nate Hernandez, outstanding performances on the mound, and they pitched enough efficient innings that they were able to keep going and, you know, for as long as they could.
Yeah, well, we saw Decker go that season-high 6 innings that he pitched. It's now a 3-1 count to Haruta. That's inside for ball 4, so a 2-out walk for Tyler Haruta as the Philippines baseball group still rolling here in the 4th inning. It's Brady Ferramisco, the second baseman for the Philippines baseball group today, who's also 1 for 1. Had a beautifully put bunt down on the left side, pretty much rolled along that third base line and stayed fair. Set up bases loaded situation, which allowed 1 run to score, but other than that, they were held quiet. So 2 outs, 1 on. The first pitch to Fermisco. Out and outside for ball 1.
Yeah, and that impulse I was talking about, it was on that chopper hit by Wyatt Lamarsna, where he chopped it to third, and Holly was able to tag Fermisco going to third. And that was a situation where Fermisco, he didn't have to go. He could have easily stayed at second, and then in that case, the run likely would have scored because the infield was not super far up.
Just a heads-up play by Tyler Holly. So it's a 1-1 count here to Fermisco. 2 outs, 1 on as Strickland checks, and now a pickle situation as Haruta is going to try to work out of this one. Pitches over to Moore. Moore goes to the tag and gets the 3rd out. So even with a walk, he is caught in a pickle, and Max Strickland able to retire to the side for a 2nd straight time. We head to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-1. We return to action back in the Bottom of the 4th inning, as it's still a 1-1 ball game. As Jax Jimenez to get things started for the Oaks. As he walked his first plate appearance, now up for his 2nd time today, as J.J. Manuel begins now his 4th inning of action, has stayed in the game after being struck by a line drive from Devin Wilkes. Jimenez takes a strike. Counts now 0-1. Well, in the 4th and final meeting, the Philippines baseball group will look to make it an even 2-2 record. So it's outside for a ball. The Oaks right now 2-1 versus the Philippines baseball group.
Yeah, they certainly have a chance to even their record against the Oaks this season. It's only a tie game in just the 4th inning.
1-1. Jimenez pokes one out into left center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. It's a leadoff single for the Oaks. Leads way to Anthony Thomas. The catcher today batting .261 with 5 runs and 6 hits. Had the day off yesterday and last made a start behind the dish back on July 13th, which was last Sunday versus the Saints, where he went 2 for 3. Had 2 hits, one of those being a double, as well as an RBI and a run. So first pitch to Thomas is upstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. It's Jonah Dawson due up next for the Oaks, as the Oaks looking to make it 4 straight. The 1-0 pitch. Thomas takes one strike on the outside. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike. The winning streak started last week in back-to-back wins versus the Saints, and then extended yesterday in their 7-3 defeat at Jackie Robinson Field. The 1-1 pitch to Thomas. Takes one low and inside. Counts now 2-1. So the Oaks just trailing the Santa Barbara Foresters by 1 game at a 20-9 record. Foresters 21-9. 2-1 pitch to Thomas. It's inside as Lee goes for the pickoff attempt but holds back at first base.
Yeah, we saw Tyler Haruta to end the top of the 4th inning get a little jumpy at first base with his leadoff, and he ended up getting picked off in a rundown.
So it's a 3-1 count to Anthony Thomas, 1 on. Thomas shoots that into right field as it's going to be a base hit. It's now back-to-back singles to open the 4th inning. And that one was fast off the bat.
Yeah, that was smoked by Thomas through the right side, and Jax Jimenez with a huge lead at first base tried to give himself the best chance to potentially move an extra base, but he holds at second.
Now a incoming mound visit from Philippines coach in the infield, as Manuel right now also making his California Collegiate League debut. So the conversation will be if he's still wanting to go, or not really if he's wanting to go. Every player is going to want to continue to play. There is action in the bullpen currently as the umpire comes over to kind of break up the conversation going on. As of right now, there's been no signal made, so J.J. Manuel is going to remain on the mound as it's 2 on for the Oaks. And Jonah Dawson, who actually spent his past 3 days off during the California Collegiate League Showcase back here at George Sparky Anderson Field, helping with the youth camps that California Lutheran puts on for the youth in Thousand Oaks. So he changed positions from being a player to a coach, coaching kids from elementary and middle school. So 0 outs, 2 on now for Dawson, as it's a check at second base. Fagfumsen is able to catch the ball, but no play made, as it was kind of a wobbly throw.
Yeah, coming off of 4 years broadcasting for Cal Lutheran baseball, it's always great to see the guys that are here during the summer helping out with the baseball camp and just seeing them around.
The first pitch to Dawson goes for a bunt and fouled straight back, so counts now 0-1, and runners will retreat back to their post at second and first base. As it's currently Jimenez at second base, Anthony Thomas at first. It's a 1-1 ball game here at George Sparky Anderson Field. Just an hour past the start of this game. The 0-1 pitch to Dawson. This time bunts it, and it's going to stay, just goes foul. And I'm giving a measurement of how far off that was being fouled. So it rolled on pretty fair for some time, but then veered off to the left.
Yeah, so I think it did veer off to the left, and the third baseman, Lopez, just had the right timing.
So almost would have been a sweet bunt from Jonah Dawson, but he'll step back to the plate as it's now an 0-2 count to Dawson. No outs, 2 on for the Oaks. The payoff pitch. Dawson chops just to first base. Boylan gets under it. He's going to tag on to first to get the out, but nothing else as both base runners advance to second and third. So Dawson does his job.
Yeah, and that works just as well as a sacrifice. He chops that one. A high chopper to first. Boylan alertly realizing that by the time he got it, the only chance he had to get an out was to step on first and to not worry about those lead runners.
So 1 out, 2 on now, which is Anthony Thomas at second base, Jimenez at third. Veal, first pitch, foul off to the right. Veal today 0 for 1. Had a short pop fly out to shortstop. So an 0-1 count here. Manuel deals. Veal takes the ball upstairs. Counts now 1-1. So Manuel really having to work through traffic in his California Collegiate League debut. The 1-1 pitch to Veal. Takes the ball outside.
Yeah, Veal essentially a shot at redemption here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Same situation as it was his last time up, and he hit an infield fly pop up to short, so he couldn't get the job done last time, but maybe he can this time.
2-1 pitch to Veal. Swing and a miss. Chase the fastball upstairs, a 90-mile-per-hour fastball from Manuel. It's now an even count at 2 as Veal steps back in the batter's box, trying to create the first lead of the game for the Oaks. 2-2. Upstairs for ball 3. It's now up to a full count for Isaac Veal. And the Oaks did have a lead back in the bottom of the first inning, but it was short-lived after 1 run was scored by the Philippines baseball group in the top of the second. Been held scoreless the past 2 innings. The payoff pitch from Manuel. Veal just gets a piece of it, fouls it off to the right. Boylan goes over to try to make the play and just hits the roof. The Philippines dugout. So Veal staying alive here with a full count.
Battling Manuel. And this is how the Oaks have been able to figure out and get to pitchers, by making them work and throw a lot of pitches, and they're able to get reps of their own at the plate.
The 3-2 pitch to Veal. And he takes a strike inside, as it's now the second strikeout of the day for J.J. Manuel. It comes in a big time as it's now 2 outs for the Philippines baseball group. The leads way to top of the order, Tommy Kendlinger, who also came in the second inning with a bases loaded situation. This time just a runner on second and third, but he grounded out to second base. So another guy that you already talked about, Sammy, trying to rewrite his woes today, trying to bring in some base runners this time. And Jimenez now a little antsy as Kendlinger looks at a ball in the dirt, and Jimenez was pretty much halfway between home plate and third base. And J.J. Manuel just not noticing at all, but Jimenez pulled back. Saw Cade Falskin steal home a few games ago. The 1-0 pitch to Kendlinger. Takes a strike low and outside. Counts now 1-1. So 2 outs, 2 on. It's a 1-1 count to Kendlinger. Has 8 RBIs on the season. The 1-1 pitch. Takes the ball outside. So now a 2-1 count with Zach Mora due up next. Manuel deals the 2-1 pitch. Kendlinger grounds that to second base. Fagfumsen gets under it. His throw in time to Boylan at first base. So it's another inning that J.J. Manuel leaves base runner stranded for the Oaks, and it's back to the top of the 5th inning. Still knotted 1 apiece. Enter the top of the 5th inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field as we got a good one on hand. It's 1-1 between the Philippines baseball group and the Caneo Oaks in the 4th and final meeting between these two teams in the California Collegiate League regular season. As it's now the second pitching change of the day, Regan Gale, the junior from Westmont College, now making his 9th appearance on the mound this summer for the Oaks, replacing Max Strickland after 2 successful innings. Outside for ball 1, and it's Brady Ferramisco up first, who is 1 for 1 on the day. Singled back in the 2nd inning. Now the 1-0 pitch. Hits the outside of the strike zone. Counts now 1 ball, 1 strike, as Gale, one of 4 players that play for Westmont College. The 1-1 pitch to Ferramisco. Gets over the head of Thomas, so it's now 2 balls, 1 strike. Last time we saw Gale was back on July 13th, and his only win of the season that he got, a 4-1 victory versus the Saints. Pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 walk in the 4 batters he faced, has a 1-0 record, a 3.37 ERA. The 2-1 pitch to Ferramisco. Swung on, chopped over to second base as Dawson collects and throws over in time. It's now 1 out.
Yeah, Regan Gale pitching in his 9th game of the season so far, and yeah, as you mentioned, 1-0. Also with 1 save on the season. That came on June 24th. That was Also a 4-1 victory for the Oaks over the Saints at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field.
Yeah, the Oaks had a lot of success there this year as it hits the outside zone for a strike, as it's now Riker Billingsley who's responsible for bringing in the solo run today thus far for the Philippines baseball group. An RBI ground out. The 0-1 pitch outside for a ball, counts now 1-1. Well, Gale now making his spending his second summer with the Oaks. Made no playoff appearances, but pitched in 13 regular season innings for the Oaks in 2024 at a 5.40 ERA. The 1-1 pitch is low and inside for a ball. Counts now 2-1. Had 9 total strikeouts in the 50 batters he faced. Allowed 7 hits. But nonetheless was part of the championship team, as the Oaks looking to defend their title as we come towards the end of the season. It's now a 2-1 count. Billingsley fouls that off to the left. It's now up to an even count at 2. Well, Gale played his freshman season at Houston Christian University, where he made no appearances. He was all district selection at Cypress Woods High School in Houston, Texas. One of 2 guys on this team from the state of Texas, Landon West being the other from Caddy, Texas. The 2-2 pitch. That's fouled off again to the left. And so Billingsley putting up a good fight here with 1 out.
Yeah, he's been able to foul off some tough pitches and adjust to the timing of Regan Gale's pitches and his delivery.
The 2-2 pitch. Upstairs for ball 3, up to a full count here for Billingsley, who looks to get on the bags for the first time today. One of the newcomers for the Philippines baseball group, just joined just a week ago. He's only playing now in his 3rd game of the summer. The payoff pitch from Gale. It's upstairs for ball 4, so a 1-out walk for Riker Billingsley. Leads way to the bottom of the order, Wyatt Lamarsna.
Lamarsna grounded into that double play in which it was a chopper to third, second, and third with 1 out going into the play, and Tyler Hawley was able to put that tag on for a Misco and then double up Lamarsna at first.
0 for 1 today, looking to make a little bit more noise. It's 1 out, 1 on, the first pitch. Lamarsna takes a strike on the outside. So the Philippines baseball group, one of the 3 affiliate teams in the California Collegiate League South Division. They're dedicated to the growth, development, and global recognition of Philippine baseball talent. As Lamarsna goes around and takes another strike, it's now 0-2. Through elite training programs, international competition, community engagement aim to inspire the next generation of Filipino baseball players. In their statement that they have, that's upstairs for a ball, counts now 1-2. And they don't have it today, but typically we've seen the Philippines baseball group kind of hang the Philippines national flag on the netting out on the right side of the backstop. No flag today though. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, drives that straight into Moore's glove as he tries to throw back to first and gets it. It's a 6-3 double play to get out of the inning, and a heads-up one by Zach Mora. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 1-1. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. And the man up to the plate first is Zach Mora, who is responsible for getting out of the top of the 5th inning with a beautiful double play. Pretty much a line drive from Wyatt Lamar's and ended up in his glove out in shortstop. And with the heads-up play threw back to first to get the pickoff.
Yeah, he caught that frozen rope line drive and realized he had enough time to double up Billingsley, and he fired a strike into the glove of Devin Wilkes.
Mora takes a strike on the outside, counts now 1-1, while Mora today is 0 for 2 with an RBI. There's a pop fly out to center field that brought home Tommy Kenlinger as he drives that into left field for a base hit. He's gonna hold at 1. So it's a leadoff single to get things started for the Oaks. It's now back-to-back innings where they've opened play with a leadoff single. It was Jack Jimenez back on the 4th inning that got leadoff single. Anthony Thomas followed suit, but unfortunately for both those players, they were left stranded. And now it's a new pitcher on the mound. It's Jacob Badillo, who's now making his 8th appearance of the season. He is 0 for 1 with a 7.10 ERA. He started in 2 games this season for the Philippines baseball group. As Tyler Hawley takes a strike inside. It's now 0-1. Well, the last time that he played was actually back on July 6th versus the Oaks in their 8-1 loss. Pitched 1 1/3 innings. Allowed 1 run being earned. Hawley takes a high ball inside.
Yeah, Jacob Badillo, coming from Highland High School, he won Player of the Year honors in 2023 and 2024. It's also first team All Golden League honors in 2024, second team in 2023.
Hawley hits a fly ball foul off to the right. Counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes as Hawley today 0 for 2. Grounded out and a strikeout. Leads the team this season with 4 home runs. Has hit 3 of those in the past 4 games. The 1-2. Hawley fouls off to the right again. Count remains at 1-2. So Landon West due up next, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Well, the Oaks have had their opportunities, have not been able to capitalize thus far outside of back in the 1st inning. The 1-2 pitch. Hawley takes the ball low and outside. It's now an even count at 2. Yeah, Hawley, one of the 7 All-Stars for the Caneo Oaks. The 2-2 pitch. Looks at 1 in the dirt, counts now full.
Yeah, Hawley, Gonzalez, Galloway, and Wilkes, the 4 position player All-Stars for the Oaks, and it was Gabe Howard and Charlie Decker, the 2 pitchers who made the team.
Off goes Moore as Hawley rips 1 into center field. Moore is turning it for 3. He'll hold at 3rd base, so it's back-to-back singles for the Oaks to lead off the 5th inning. And now Landon West comes to the plate with a real opportunity with runners at the corners for the Oaks.
Well, that's how you pull off the hit and run right there. Mora taking off immediately, and Tyler Hawley rips that ball up the middle, and Mora, his momentum with his jump start, is able to advance to 3rd easily and give the Oaks a chance to score.
Well, he just faced 1 All-Star. He's now facing another, and due up in the on-deck circle is Devin Wilkes. But right now, the first pitch to Landon West. No outs, 2 on. The first pitch to West. Looks at a fastball upstairs. Counts 1-0. Landon West today 1 for 2. And, you know, every time we've gone to the Saints arena, he's had a loyal fan, a diehard Rice fan who comes out and supports him every game. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt for a ball count now 2-0.
Yeah, someone who definitely enjoys talking with us and really expresses his enthusiasm for Rice baseball players. We We were told he told us he did his bachelor's and his master's at Rice, so you can certainly understand his Rice nostalgia.
The 2-0 to West as he takes a strike on the outside. Yeah, well, Landon West, I mean, the reason he shows up to those games also has been to the Saints games before, but Landon West, the only Rice player in all of the California Collegiate League. The 2-1 as he fouls one straight back high. It's now an even count at 2. So runners at the corners for the Oaks. It's Tyler Hawley at first base, Zach Mora at third. Opportunity for Landon West to get another hit on the day. The payoff pitch from is fouled off again. As Jacob Badillo having to work through some traffic in his first inning here of action. It's now his third time playing the Oaks this season. Actually, the first game he ever played this summer was versus the Oaks back on June 6th. The 2-2 pitch to West. Takes one inside for a ball. It's now up to a full count here for Landon West, who is currently roommates with starting pitcher Charlie Decker, so those two got to share the plate and the dish yesterday. The payoff pitch from Badillo. Off goes Hawley as that one's driven into second base. Formisco gets his glove under it. The throw's in time for one out, but it's an RBI groundout for Landon West and brings home Zach Mora as the Oaks now lead 2-1.
Another great execution on the hit and run, and Landon West able to drive a run home. Hit that ball hard to the right side. Tyler Hawley had to be careful to get out of the way. Unfortunately, he did. And the Philippines, they're able to get a big out, but it's a productive out for the Oaks.
So it's now Devin Wilkes at the plate, who's 1 for 2, and today just changed his walk-up song to Santeria by Sublime. So 1 out, 1 on. Swing and a miss. So he fouled that into the glove of Ben Lee. So an 0-1 count here as Jax Jimenez due up next for the Oaks. So now the Oaks leading 2-1. The 0-1 pitch to Wilkes. Looks at a ball upstairs. And we've noticed really in the last week, and talked about it just a week ago, of his habit of consistently swinging at first pitches. He's really looked at the stats and kind of pulled back on that. It's now a 1-1 pitch as he grounds that to second base, gets over Hunter Boylan, or gets past as it's a Sinai single for Devin Wilkes, and now puts runners back at the corners.
Yeah, Wilkes just snuck that ball right through the hole on the right side, and Hawley able to advance to third, and it's a good arm out there in right field by Wyatt Lamarsna. He was able to fire it home and keep Hawley at third.
Yeah, Hawley thought about it for a second, but decides to stay at third base. So Wilkes at first, Hawley at third. Now it's Jax Jimenez batting from the left side this appearance. First pitch. Jimenez takes a ball upstairs. Counts now 1-0 as Jimenez is 1 for 1 on the day. And a single back in the 4th inning, but eventually left stranded. This time he's hoping to bring in those runners for the Oaks. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on, drives that into right field, gets past Formisco. It's an RBI single for Jax Jimenez as the Oaks now double their lead, 3-1.
Well, the train just keeps on rolling, the hit train for the Oaks, as that's now back-to-back hits, 4 hits in this inning. All 5 at-bats thus far have been productive.
So leads way to Anthony Thomas. Now runners at first and second, 1 out. As Thomas today is 1 for 2 with a single himself. First pitch, swing and a miss. So the Oaks have now widened their lead to 2 runs as they lead 3-1. It's 1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. The 0-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. Counts now 1-1 Anthony Thomas, another Westmont player, or Grossmont player. Grossmont College as a redshirt sophomore. Played 25 games last season in 2025. The 1-1 pitch. Outside for a ball. Counts now 2-1. From Fallbrook, California. Is spending his first summer for the Oaks here in 2025. 1 out, 2 on, the 2-1 pitch. As Thomas takes a strike on the outside.
Yeah, Thomas with just 6 hits on the season so far. He's got 3 RBIs. He's batting .261.
2 of those 6 hits have gone for doubles. The 2-2 pitch. Hits a fly ball out into left field as Lopez goes back, tracks it, gets the out. Out into left foul territory. So it doesn't allow the runners to advance, and now leads way to Jonah Dawson. It was 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to first bases last time. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning. He was the last base runner to create a bases loaded situation, but after 2 straight retired batters, those guys were left stranded. So 2 outs, 2 on. First pitch to Dawson. Low and inside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Jonah Dawson, a multi-sport athlete in high school at Scripps Ranch down in San Diego, California. The 1-0 pitch. Dawson takes a strike on the upper half of the zone. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. He was actually a basketball state champion in 2022 in CIF Division II. The 1-1 pitch to Dawson. Fouls that back. It's now a 1-2 count. He was all Western League in baseball for 3 years at Scripps Ranch. Has spent the past 2 seasons at California Lutheran University at this field exactly. George Sparky Anderson. The 1-2 pitch. That's swung on. That's a high fly ball out into left field as the play is going to be made out there by Tyler Haruta for the 3rd out. So the Oaks able to extend their lead to 2 as they lead 3-1. But leave 2 stranded. We head to the top of the 6th inning. The Philippines baseball group will look to respond. Top of the 6th inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field as the Oaks leading 3-1. It's Regan Gill in his now 2nd inning of action as he faces another pitcher in Hunter Boylan, the left-hander, who swings and misses on the first pitch. Counts now 0-1. Well, Boylan originally not in the starting lineup, but just after 1 at-bat from Nomar Vasquez, his day was over, and Boylan has come on as the first baseman as it's an 0-1 count. Hits the outside of the strike zone, now 0-2 to Boylan.
Well, he struck out swinging his last time up, and taking over at first base. He's done a good job there. He's taken his reps and his ground balls.
The 0-2 upstairs for ball one, now 1-2. Well, he was the first strikeout victim of Max Strickland, who I think we both can agree, Sammy, had his best appearance so far this summer. The 1-2. Swing and a miss as Boylan goes down for another K. It's now Regan Gale's first of the day.
The bottom just dropped out of that pitch from Regan Gale as he got Boylan to chase at that breaker that hit Thomas's glove low, right above the dirt.
Now brings the catcher Ben Lee, the right-hander, now working with one out. The first pitch from Gale. That's driven down the middle as Dawson is able to get to it but not make the throw. So an infield single for Ben Lee with one out.
Yeah, that ball was hit at about just the right speed up the middle, as it didn't have a ton of quick momentum as it got over the second base bag, but Dawson had enough time to field it but couldn't get Lee at first.
It's now J.J. Fagfumsen, one of the all-stars for the Philippines baseball group. One out, one on now for the baseball group as Fagfumsen looks at a strike upstairs. He is 0 for 2 on the day, has popped out both times to right field. The 0-1 pitch. Inside for a strike, now 0-2. Fagfumsen played as the shortstop in the second part of the California Collegiate League Showcase game. Replaced Trotter Enright from the Saints. The 0-2 upstairs for a ball. Counts now 1 ball, 2 strikes. So as we hit the halfway point, the Oaks now with a 3-1 lead, trying to extend to a 4-game winning streak. The 1-2 pitch from Gale. Swung on, foul off to the right. Count remains 1-2. So the Oaks, the Santa Barbara Foresters, and the Orange County Riptide in a narrow 3-headed race are first place. The 1-2 pitch. Another foul ball off to the right. Well, the Oaks will see the Orange County Riptide starting on Sunday for a 3-game series that will have a lot of implications, as the Orange County Riptide are currently 18-11. They're on a 7-game winning streak. And the Orange County Riptide, if they can continue to win games and head into that series, it certainly will be an interesting one, as every game will pretty much decide who has second place, as Fagfumsen chops one to second base. Moore tosses it to Dawson. The throw over to first is not in time, as Wilkes tries to stretch out and make the play, but they do get one out. It's a force out at second base, and a fielder's choice for Fagfumsen.
Nice play by Mora and Dawson there, and Mora really showing off his picking abilities on the ground. Tosses it to Dawson, and yeah, to your point, the Riptide just 2 games behind the Oaks and 5 ahead of the Saints. Oaks just barely 1 game behind the Foresters, so it's a tight race for sure.
Ball gets past Thomas as Fagfumsen will trot over to second base as it's a pass ball. So it's Dylan Tagium now at the plate, who was 0 for 2 today. Popped out to right field and grounded out to third base. So 2 outs, 1 on. It's a 1-0 count to Tagium. The 1-0 pitch from Gale. Swing and a miss. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike, as Gale got him with the off-speed pitch inside. It's Malachi Lopez due up next. 1-1. That's found straight back. It's now a 1-2 count here for our Dylan Tagium. Came into this game leading the team with 21 hits and 13 RBIs. Batting .350 this season. 2 outs, 2 on, or 1 on. The 1-2 pitch, the payoff from Gale. Upstairs for a ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Regan Gale, he's been a pretty consistent pitcher overall for the Oaks. Has allowed just 3 runs, and those all came in one performance when he was unable to record an out against the Foresters on July 11th. But the other time when I think he had the most trouble was against the Saints in his save.
It's outside for a ball. Yeah, that was certainly a tough game all around for the Oaks. Had multiple defensive errors, and that loss, the 7-6 loss versus the Foresters, in a wild ending, one we have not seen like any others. It's now a 3-2 count to Dylan Tagium. The payoff pitch from Gale. Swing and a miss, gets him to chase outside. It's the second strikeout of the day for Regan Gale, and he gets out, leaving 1 base runner stranded. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Oaks leading 3-1. Bring you back here to George Sparky Anderson Field as it's the Oaks up top, 3-1, and Isaac Veal in the bottom of the order getting things started. The bottom of the 6th inning, as they were able to get 2 runs back in the bottom of the 5th inning to get their 2nd lead of the game, as Regan Gale able to make work of 4 batters in the top of the 6th inning. Now has us, as Isaac Veal shows bunt, takes the ball outside. Isaac Veal today is 0 for 2. Well, it was 7 batters in that 5th inning that made a plate appearance for the Oaks. The 1-0 pitch. Veal takes a strike outside. Counts now 1-1.
Well, Veal's coming off of a couple of disappointing at-bats where he popped out with the bases loaded and 1 out, struck out looking base with runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Both times were opportunities for him to bring home a run, whether it be a sacrifice or a hit. So, you know, but put those 2 at-bats behind him and focus on this one.
That's a chopper down the middle as Fagfumsen gets to it. His throw is in time. It's a beautiful piece of on-the-run action from the shortstop. Gets the first out of the inning.
That's a great play by Fagfumsen at short. He ran all the way up the middle, past the second base bag to get the speedy Veal. And from the moment that ball was hit, there's always a lot of doubt hanging over the air. Like, okay, is Fagfumsen going to be able to make the play? Is Veal going to beat that one out easily? And Fagfumsen's momentum paid off.
It's now back to the top of the order, Tommy Kenlinger. First pitch foul off to the right. He is 0 for 2 today, has grounded out to second base and shortstop. But it does have one of the 3 runs he scored back in the 1st inning off the sacrifice fly from Zach Moore, as he drives one into center field. It's going to drop for a base hit. A 1-out single for Tommy Kenlinger.
Well, that ball was scorched right up the middle, and Kenlinger with his first hit of the day.
now leads way to Zach Mora, who scored one of the 2 runs back in that 5th inning. He singled, and he is 1 for 3 on the day. So 1 out, 1 on. The first pitch to Mora. And drives that's going to stay fair. Runs along the left field line as Tommy Kendlinger goes to 3, and Zach Moore heads to second base. So a frozen rope down the left field line gets Zach Mora's 5th double of the season.
Yeah, that was smoked right through, and Malachi Lopez was just not close enough to that one, and it went right down the line. Fortunately for Philippines, the ball being hit to the left side and Haruta being able to cut it off. That does keep Holly at third base, and that's something that Holly picked up immediately as he was heading to third. All right, I beg your pardon, Kendlinger.
It's now Holly at the plate, who is 1 for 3 today. Also a run back in the 5th inning. Takes a ball inside, counts now 1-0. So after Veal grounded out to shortstop, it's back-to-back hits for the Oaks. 2 runners in scoring position as that ball hits into the dirt. As Jacob Badillo, now in his 2nd inning of action, had quite the long 1st inning in that 5th inning where he allowed 2 runs and total of 4 hits. As Holly steps back into the box with a 2-0 count, 1 on, 1 out, 2 on. Holly takes a strike on the outside. It's now a 2-1 count. It's a 2-1 count here to Holly. 1 out, 2 on. Holly chops that to Fagfumsen. His gets under it. The throw is in time at home as it's a fielder's choice for Tyler Holly, but a great play by the shortstop Fagfumsen to not allow Kendlinger to come home and score.
Yeah, great play by Fagfumsen. First on the pick end and recognizing that Kendlinger was coming home, and he fired a strike to Ben Lee at the plate. And, you know, Lee, where he caught that ball, just has to wait for Kendlinger to approach him and slap the tag on him.
So 2 outs, 2 on for the Oaks as Landon West now in the box for the 4th time today. Takes a ball low. He is 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI and a single. Has an opportunity to add more RBIs here. He has 5 on the season. Takes a strike on the outside. Well, that was 5 on the season entering today. He now has 6. Landon West, probably one of the more newly added players to the roster this summer, just joined the Oaks in the month of July. The 1-1 to West. Takes a ball inside. It's now a 2-1 count to Landon West. It's 2 outs, 2 on. Zach Moore at second base, Tyler Holly at first. 2-1 pitch. West takes the ball inside. It's now a 3-1 count. So the Oaks picked up their 20th win of the season just yesterday versus the Arroyo Seco Saints in a 7-3 victory where they won all 3 games at Jackie Robinson. 3-1 as that's crushed into left field. That's a high fly ball, and it's going to stay fair. It drops just along the left field line as that brings home more. Holly's coming home. And it's a 2 RBI double from Landon West, as the Oaks now increase their lead to 5-1. As that ball was crushed into left field.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, West launches that one down the left field line right by the corner, and Haruta launches that ball in, but with Zach Mora easily scoring from second and Holly able to score from first as the throw from Haruta overthrew the cutoff man. Ended up being cut off right by third.
It's now Devin Wilkes' first pitch Takes a ball outside, so it's now 3 RBIs on the day for Landon West. His second hit, only his second double of the season. As Devin Wilkes steps to the plate, the 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike this time on the outside corner. Wilkes today is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Has been left stranded both times. The 1-1 pitch. Wilkes takes outside. This time for a ball. Counts now 2-1. Wilkes come into this game batting .333 on the season. The 2-1 drives one into right field as backing up is Lamarsna to get the 3rd out of the inning. But not after a 2 RBI double from Landon West. Now has the Oaks in control with a 5-1 lead. We head to the 7th inning. Philippines baseball group will look to respond. And we are 2/3 through this game here at George Sparky Anderson Field as the Oaks have now come alive with their bats as they now lead 5-1. It's been back-to-back innings with 2 runs apiece. Now has them in the driver's seat of their now 31st game of the season as Regan Gale begins his 3rd inning of action, and it's inside for a ball as it's Malachi Lopez at the plate for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to shortstop, his last plate appearance. The 1-0 pitch catches the inside of the strike zone, now 1-1. So Philippines baseball group with certainly some work to do here in the final 3 innings in the final meeting between these 2 teams this summer. The 1-1. That's chopped to shortstop. Moore gets over there, collects, fires over to first, and Wilkes is not able to control on the hop. As Malachi Lopez is able to advance to first.
Yeah, Lopez with that chopper right up the middle, and Mora does a good job ranging to his left. A bit of a low throw to Devin Wilkes. Wilkes not able to scoop it off the ground. And Lopez aboard to start the 7th then. And you got to give credit to Regan Gale, too, entering his 3rd inning, hoping to complete 3 innings of work, which would be a game high for him.
So now a first pitch here to Tyler Haruta, who takes a ball low. So count is 1-0, just 1 runner on. Yeah, Gale certainly has had a strong outing here. The 1-0. Swing and a miss from Haruta as he chases the slider outside. Haruta's 1 for 1 on the day with a single back in the 2nd inning. Walked back on the 4th inning. Now the 1-1 pitch. Haruta fouls that high and straight back. Counts now 1-2. Well, every year the Philippines baseball group puts on the Filipino World Series, which is about uniting Filipino players from around the globe in a competition for the coveted Beth and Leo Tampus Championship Trophy. The 1-2 pitch upstairs for a ball. In their statement, they say that this prestigious tournament showcases top-tier talent, passion, and pride in athletes representing different nations come together to celebrate their heritage and love for the game. As that hits the upper part of the strike zone for strike 3. It's the third of the day for Regan Gale, and it gets the first out of the inning.
Yeah, great location there from Regan Gale, and he gets his third strikeout of the day. He's got now 13 on the season, and he has been dealing strong. This is arguably his strongest relief appearance that we have seen this season.
So now leads way to Brady Ferramisco, who takes a off-speed strike outside. Well, Brady Ferramisco was actually the first batter to face Regan Gale today. He grounded out to second base. So it's an 0-1 count here to Ferramisco. Looks at another strike inside this time. Well, the cool thing about the Filipino World Series this season is they're actually going to have 2 teams flying from the Philippines to compete in the yearly competition. Introducing also a 12U tournament as well as a college league. The 0-2. As it's in the dirt, Thomas off goes the base runner, and he's gets home safely, as that was Malachi Lopez, who now gets his first stolen base of the season.
Well, that was heads-up base running there by Lopez as he saw that ball in the dirt, and Thomas not able to scoop it off the ground in time. A low throw and a hop to Zach Mora, and he's able to duck underneath the tag, and that takes away the forced play double play.
So the 1-2 to Ferramisco. Gale deals. Ferramisco hits a fly ball out into left center field as Jimenez comes into shallow left field to make the play. 2 down.
It's a big out for the Conejo Oaks, with Ferramisco being unable to move Lopez over, keeping him at second base with 2 outs now. It's got to be a well-placed base hit to the outfield to score him from second.
And Lopez actually entered today's game. He was 0 for 4 on stolen base attempts, so that's one that's got to feel good, as it's now Riker Billingsley. Takes a ball inside. Billingsley today is 0 for 1. And an RBI ground out, which is the only run today for the Philippines baseball group that brought home Malachi Lopez. So a chance to do it again here. The 1-0 pitch as Billingsley went around. It's now 1-1. So up next is Wyatt Lamarsna. But right now, Gale can get out of another inning unscathed. 2 outs, 1 on, the 1-1 count to Billingsley. Hits a pop one as Moore is not able to control it. It was a short pop fly pretty much in the infield as Moore not able to catch it on the come down. So another hit for the Philippines baseball group.
Well, that does tend to be a trickier catch from a backhand standpoint. You saw Mora running to his right where the gap is, running to the ball, and I think it just hit a part of his glove that he didn't want it to hit, likely on the heel or just near that part of the glove, and was not able to get a good rip on it.
Lamarsna chops that foul off to the left. Well, yeah, tough play, and now puts runners at the corners for the Philippines baseball group, as it's Malachi Lopez at third, and now Billingsley at second, as it's going to be recorded as an error on Zach Mora. 0-1 as Lamarsna lines that into right field. It drops for a base hit as Billingsley turns it to get to 3. So it's an RBI single by Wyatt Lamarsna. Now narrows the Oaks lead to just 3, as it's now a 5-2 ball game.
Well, that's how you make teams pay for mistakes. You saw following the error by Mora, Lamarsna gets a pitch that he can poke to the opposite field in the air and land in a spot where no fielder was. And he's able to score Lopez and also move Billingsley to third.
So top of the order, Hunter Boylan. Looks at a ball in the dirt as Thomas has to shield it. So 1-0 count here to Boylan as Malachi Lopez brought in for the second time today. Responsible for all 2 runs that the Philippines baseball group have scored this afternoon. The 1-0 to Boylan. It's a chopper to second base as Dawson able to catch it on the hop. Pitches it over to Gale to get the third out. So Gale just allows 1, but strands 2 as a great defensive play there from Jonah Dawson gets the Oaks out of the 7th inning. It's time to get up and stretch. We will be back for the bottom of the 7th. Oaks leading 5-2. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field as the Oaks leading 5-2 in a Friday night special of the California Collegiate League. As Jimenez today is 2 for 2 with an RBI and a pair of singles, as it's now Jacob Godino on the mound for the first time this summer for the Philippines baseball group as Jimenez takes a ball outside, the senior from La Sierra University. So 2 new faces on the mound already today for the Philippines baseball group. It's a 1-0 count to Jimenez. Hits one hard into right field as Lamarsno makes his move to the right and gets the out. 1 down.
Yeah, getting his first appearance right here against the Oaks, and back-to-back Jacobs on the mound for Philippines. And Jimenez able to bat from the right side for the first time.
It's now Anthony Thomas, who is 1 for 3 on the day with a single. Takes a fastball inside. So the Oaks, with a 5-2 lead, the Philippines baseball group able to chip away a little in the top of the 7th with 1 run. The 1-0 to Thomas. Takes the ball upstairs this time.
And Thomas, with his 1 hit on the day, collected his 7th hit of the season.
The 2-0 to Thomas. Looks at one low. It's now a 3-0 count. As the Oaks trying to extend to a 4-game winning streak and win their 17th game here at George Sparky Anderson this season. The 3-0 is high for ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk for Anthony Thomas. So he'll trot over to first base. Now his 4th walk of the season. Leads way to Jonah Dawson. Was 0 for 2 today. So 1 out, 1 on for Jonah Dawson. First pitch is in the dirt, gets behind Ben Lee as Anthony Thomas is able to advance to second base.
Well, the reason Thomas was able to make it there, both him and Ben Lee had one thing in common. They picked it up immediately. Ben Lee was able to track where the ball went behind him pretty quickly, but Thomas also saw that it went by far enough for him to advance.
So now a 1-0 count to Jonah Dawson. Takes a strike on the inner part of the zone. Counts now 1 ball, 1 strike with Isaac Veal due up next. Well, the Oaks will see another affiliate team tomorrow on the San Diego Wave here at George Sparky Anderson Field. The 1-1 to Dawson. Way outside for ball 2. So it was J.J. Manuel, the starting pitcher today for the Philippines baseball group, making his California Collegiate League debut. And now it's Jacob Godino. 1 out, 1 on. The 2-1 pitch to Dawson. Takes a ball inside. It's now 3 balls, 1 strike.
One of the differences in this game that's been able to work in the Oaks' favor, they've been able to capitalize on walks. They've had a couple scoring opportunities when they came up short, but they've been out on top.
Dawson takes another ball outside for ball 4 as it's a 1-out walk and back-to-back walks for the Oaks. So now Isaac Veal coming to the plate, who was 0 for 3 today, has grounded out the shortstop, popped out the shortstop, and then struck it out. So this time, 1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. Godino delivers. It's low in the dirt for a ball. Counts now 1-0.
Isaac Veal certainly a very fast runner, and he's got some pop at the plate too.
The 1-0 pitch to Veal. Takes a strike on the outside.
Yeah, the Oaks with a couple of insurance runs, a 3-run lead over Philippines. Philippines, they need to chip away the next time they get a chance. They need to keep doing it. They were able to do it a little bit in the 7th.
The 1-1 pitch. Veal takes one inside as he has to kind of move his right leg away not to get hit by that pitch. It's now a 2-1 count.
Of course, not too unadvisable as a hitter to let that hit you.
One on, 2 outs, 2-1. Veal takes a ball low and outside. It's now up to a 3-1 count. The exact count that Dawson had right before he walked. So a little deja vu here for Jacob Godino. Working in his first inning for the Philippines this summer. 3-1. Veal chomps at third base as the ball just slips out of third baseman's Malachi Lopez, who was able to make the play off and get it off the hop from the chopper, but just falls out of his left hand as he tries to make the throw to second base.
Yeah, not really sure what happened with him there as Lopez took the high chopper and just couldn't get a good grip on it in his glove, and as a result, bases are loaded with 1 out.
So now an infield meeting with Jacob Godino, and this is probably simply just a chat as there's no action in the bullpen at for the Philippines baseball group. A little bit of action in the Oaks. Looks like Winston Peterson warming up his arm out in the Oaks bullpen alongside Oaks assistant Joe Garcia. So median is all that it was, as it's now bases full of Oaks here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's back to the top of the order, Tommy Kenlinger, who's already been at the plate for one bases loaded situation back in the 2nd inning, but that was with 2 outs. Now he has 2 outs to work with. The first pitch from Godino. Kenlinger takes a strike on the outside.
Yeah, the Philippines baseball group definitely in a lot of trouble right here. Already down 3 runs, and Kenlinger definitely has a chance to blow it open here.
Already had his first home run yesterday. The 0-1 to Kenlinger. And it's going to hit him in the foot as he'll take a walk to first base. And, well, that will bring home Anthony Thomas for the 6th run of the day for the Oaks.
Well, Kenlinger may have gotten hit in the foot, but Godino really shot himself in the foot there with that hit batter, and we've talked about it all season long, these self-inflicted wounds that are cumulative in a ball game. They might seem small at the time, but that has certainly been a costing factor for Philippines today. Now they're down 4 runs, and the Oaks still with a chance to blow it wide open.
It's now Zach Mora, who is 2 for 4 on the day with an RBI. Bases loaded again for the Oaks as Mora hits a high fly ball out into shallow center field. It's Fagfumsen who's going to get under it and makes the play.
And the infield fly rule was called there too.
So it's the 2nd out here for the Philippines baseball group. Leads way to Tyler Hawley. Certainly another guy with all sorts of power. And if you're Godino, you know the type of player that Hawley is and the power that he possesses, and one swing of the bat could break open this game and take full control, as it's a 6-2 lead for the Oaks here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's bases full of Oaks, 2 outs. The first pitch to Hawley. Fouls that one straight back. Counts 1-0. So Dawson at 3rd, Vila at 2nd, Kenlinger at 1st. Oaks looking for a little bit more here. The 0-1 pitch. Hawley takes a strike on the inside. It's now an 0-2 count here for Hawley. Has 2 runs on the day, is 1 for 4. Had a single back in the 5th inning. But now working down on an 0-2 count. The payoff from Godino. Outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, Hawley, it's been a very consistent batter. He's got 1 hit today. In situations with 2 outs when you can come through in the clutch, Hawley, he doesn't fold under pressure.
The 1-2 pitch to Hawley. High and outside for ball 2. It's now an even count as 2 as Godino really tries to work through some traffic here. Has only managed to allow 1 run this inning. It was Anthony Thomas, who was brought home on the hit by pitcher. The payoff pitch upstairs for ball 3.
Now the runners are going to be going on this next pitch.
So Hawley has fought back from an 0-2 count to now a full count. As he tries to bring more Oaks home here at George Sparky Anderson Field. It's 2 outs, bases loaded. The 3-2 pitch. Hawley grounds one to second base. Fermisco gets under it, and his throw is in time, so the Oaks are able just to score 1 in a bases loaded situation as Godino leaves 3 base runners stranded. We head to the top of the 8th inning. Oaks leading 6-2. It's now just down to 6 final outs for the Philippines baseball group to mount any sort of comeback. As the Oaks lead 6-2, and it's another pitching change in the 8th inning for the Conejo Oaks as Winston Peterson, the sophomore at Pepperdine, now makes his 7th appearance at the plate with Ben Lee up first. Lee takes a strike inside, counts now 0-1.
Yeah, Winston Peterson making his 7th pitching appearance. He's got 1 save on the season. He's 0-1. His 1 loss came last Friday against the Foresters.
The 0-1. As Lee looks at a ball outside. Thomas tried to frame it back into the strike zone.
He was on the mound for that walk-off rundown with Brenton Clark scoring, and you saw him and Galloway discussing with the umpire about the specifications on Clark avoiding the tag from Galloway at the plate.
Yeah, it was a wild ending to the final matchup between those two teams. And if the Oaks were able to win that game, they would have put themselves in control of first place, but now they're hoping for losses on the Foresters side, but it's a 2-1 count now to Lee. As Lee fouls that off to the right. Now an even count at 2. Peterson made 13 appearances as a freshman for Pepperdine, where he had a 17.61 ERA. 13 hits, 15 runs, all being earned, and 5 strikeouts. The 2-2. It's upstairs for a ball. It's now up to a full count for Peterson, who has pitched in a total of 8 innings, has 13 strikeouts, 7 walks, and 6 hits. Had a season-high 5 strikeouts versus the Riptide back on June 20th. The 3-2 pitch to Ben Lee. Swing and a miss. 1 down for the Oaks. That would now be Winston Peterson's 14th strikeout of the season.
Yeah, and really good timing and pitch sequence there from Peterson, and he got Lee to sort of flinch on a swing and swing a bit late as the ball was in the glove before the swing was finished.
So now J.J. Fagfumsen, who was 0 for 3 on the day, looks at a ball upstairs. Advanced on a fielder's choice back in the 6th inning, but was left stranded after Dylan Tagium struck out. It's a 1-0 count. That's fouled off to the right and into the parking lot here at Kowloon. So now 1 ball, 1 strike. One out, nobody on. The 1-1 pitch from Peterson. Outside for a ball. It's Peterson, originally from Village Christian High School, where he graduated in 2024. Multiple honors as a varsity baseball player there. 4-year starter. The 2-1 pitch. Fagfumsen grounds it to shortstop as Mora on the run. Gets a throw in time, and a beautiful piece of job right there by the shortstop to get the second out.
Yeah, that is beautiful textbook defense by Zach Mora at short as he ranges to his left to make a perfect off-balance throw. Fired a strike to Devin Wilkes at first base to retire Fagfumsen.
Yeah, a few oohs and ahs from the crowd in the dugout, as Mora has made a few of those plays today, as it's now Dylan Tagium working with 2 outs. First pitch. Upstairs for a ball. Counts now 1-0. Tagium today is 0 for 3. Struck out his last plate appearance back in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss as Tagium chases outside. Well, when Winston Peterson is not playing baseball, he likes to play piano. Favorite athlete is current Dodgers pitcher Tyler Glasnow. It's a 1-1 pitch. Gets over the head of Thomas. It's now a 2-1 count.
Yeah, Glasnow certainly a very good pick for your favorite on the Dodgers. Pitcher that has struggled with back tightness throughout the past couple seasons.
So as most of the Dodgers staff, as it's 2-1 upstairs for another ball. Well, now a 3-1 count to Dylan Tagium, as the Oaks lead 6-2. 2 outs, the 3-1 pitch. It's a fly ball out into right foul territory as Devin Wilkes tries to go back, but it's going to get over the fence and out of the field of play. So it's up to a full count here for Dylan Tagium. So in the fourth and final meeting between these two teams, the Oaks looking to finish a 4-game season series on a positive note. Have won 2 of the 3 games. The payoff pitch from Peterson. That's shot up the middle as Moore is able to get to it, and on spin is not able to complete the throw at first base as Tagium now turns it for 2. And so this time Moore's defensive abilities cost him and ends up being an error on the shortstop.
Yeah, I mean, either way, Zach Mora certainly putting on a show at shortstop, and almost even tempted to say showboating with the amount of range that he's covered and the amount of times that he's able to make that scoop look easy, but just threw it a little too far to the right of Devin Wilkes.
So now with 2 outs, it's 1 on, with now Malachi Lopez at the plate. First pitch, it's a fly ball out into shallow right field as Isaac Veal comes over to make the play, and Devin Wilkes in foul territory. Over the head, makes a beautiful grab to get out of the inning.
Yeah, that was kind of a, oh, look what I found catch.
So for out 3, we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Oaks still leading 6-2. back here at George Sparky Anderson Field as it's the bottom of the 8th inning and the Oaks leading 6-2. This is now the 3rd pitching change of the day for the Philippines baseball group. Stefano Gonzalez, the junior from Los Angeles Pierce College, making his 8th appearance on the mound with a 7.56 ERA. As Landon West looks at a ball inside. Gonzalez pitched a total of 8 innings with 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 13 hits. All 7 of his earned runs coming back on June 8th versus the Saints. As West looks at a ball outside. Since then, he has not allowed or even an earned run.
Yeah, that was Gonzalez's very first outing this season, so quite a rude awakening for him, but it's been outstanding in the rest of his outings overall.
Yeah, he also allowed 8 hits. As that's low in the dirt for a ball. Counts now 3-0.
Yeah, Gonzalez was last seen on July 8th on the road against the Orange County Riptide in a 10-3 loss for the Philippines.
And a 4-pitch walk for Landon West to start things here in the 8th inning as it leads away to Devin Wilkes, who we saw just make a beautiful grab out there in right foul territory along the right field line, pretty much just right over his head. As Ben Lee comes with a pitch meeting at the mound for Stefano Gonzalez. It's a quick one as now a pinch runner and Cade Falskin has come in for Landon West.
Yeah, the catch that Wilkes made, it was the way he caught it. He was essentially on the inside of the other end of the arc, so to speak. Stuck his glove out and it landed in.
Devin Wilkes' first pitch drives one straight into Hunter Boylan's glove. He's not able to contain, but Framisco is there able to rebound it and throw it back to Boylan for the first out.
Yeah, potential double play ball muffed by Boylan, but good for Framisco to be able to recover it and at least get one out. Wilkes at first.
So now Jax Jimenez up. 1 out, 1 on for the Oaks. Jimenez today is 2 for 4, 2 for 3, pair of singles and an RBI. Jimenez's first pitch is outside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Stefano Gonzalez spent the past season with Los Angeles Valley College, made 11 appearances. Pitched in 36 2/3 inning. The 1-0 pitch to Jimenez. It's a high chopper to first base as Boylan's not able to make the play as he tries to shield tries to basically shield the ball with his body, but doesn't really make the play at all. And so it advances Cade Falskin, and it's another defensive error for the Philippines baseball.
Yeah, put simply, Boylan just got that one wrong. He misjudged that ball the way it was hit off the ground. The high chopper came in, I think, a little too fast and just didn't position his glove properly. It hit right off his body and went beside him, and that's an out that Philippines should have had.
So now runners at the corners. Anthony Thomas takes an off-speed strike on the outside.
You can look at that hard ground ball to first that went off Boylan's glove and ended up being recovered by Framisco and give him a little slack there and say, okay, it was hit hard, potential double play ball, but they'll take an out. But that one Boylan should have had.
That one's fouled straight back. Well, he hasn't really seen much time at first base at all, being a pitcher for the Philippines baseball group. So Jonah Dawson due up next. It's 1 out, 2 on for the Oaks. It's an 0-2 count here to Anthony Thomas. He looks for one outside and low for a ball. Now 1-2. So the Oaks just a few outs away from securing their 21st win. If all things line up in the 9th inning, they don't have to go on offense again, as that's driven foul just off to the right. Hard hit ball right there by Anthony Thomas, not able to stay fair.
Yeah, it was interesting. I will say, you mentioned the hypothetical, avoiding offense situation we did see in the All-Star game. Even though the South had won in the top of the 9th inning because they were the home team, we still saw them bat in the bottom half because there were scouts there and wanted to see some more development.
The 1-2 to Thomas. Fouls that straight back as Lee kind of looks up in the air thinking that the ball is hung up in the air, but it was just fouled straight back. Yeah, well, the South came away with the win, 8-5 back on Wednesday in the showcase game. Off goes Jimenez as that's a hit fly ball out into left field as Ruta comes over to make the play out in field territory. Cade Falskin tags on. The throw is incoming as it's a sacrifice RBI right there for Anthony Thomas to bring home the 7th run of the day.
Yeah, good execution by Anthony Thomas, able to get that ball just deep enough and in foul territory. Haruta able to make the catch, and kind of tough for Haruta because his momentum was taking him past the third base line, and he ended up making the throw on that side, on the complete third base side, like past the batter's box of home plate. So another run for the Oaks.
It's now Jonah Dawson who takes a ball outside, so 2 outs, 1 on. It's Jax Jimenez at first base. Dawson today 0 for 2. Off goes to Jimenez.
Oh, a balk.
I call it a balk on Stefano Gonzalez as Jimenez was all the way pretty much to second base before any of the Philippines noticed.
Now he's in scoring position.
So a 1-0 pitch here to Dawson. So he takes a strike inside. It's now a 1-1 count. 2 outs, 1 on for the Oaks as the Oaks have added already a little bit of insurance here with 1 run off the sacrifice fly from Anthony Thomas, the 1-1 upstairs for a ball. It's now a 2-1 count to Jonah Dawson. The 2-1 pitch. Dawson drives that just foul off to the left.
Yeah, that was ripped by Dawson, and if that's fair, that's easily another run.
Yeah, just knowing Jimenez is base running and where that ball would have been located. The payoff pitch from Gonzalez as that's poked into center field. Is going to drop for a base hit. Home comes Jimenez as the throw is not going to be made. It's an RBI single from Jonah Dawson. His now 5th RBI of the season brings home the 8th run of the day for the Oaks.
Beautiful piece of hitting by Dawson and a great sequence for an at-bat. You saw him rip that ball foul down the left field line that was just foul, and he gets a pitch and off-speeder on the outside part of the plate that he's able to get the barrel on and just float it into center field, and plenty good enough for Jax Jimenez to score from second with his speed.
So it's now Isaac Veal who takes a strike low. Counts 0-1. So Dawson with his 5th RBI of the season gives the Oaks a 6-run lead. The 0-1 to Veal. Looks at a ball in the dirt this time. Counts now 1-1. So the Oaks adding more insurance as they head into that 9th inning. It's a 1-1 count to Veal. Just gets a piece of that as he rips it just foul off to the right.
Yeah, that's another one where it's a good piece of hitting, but just a little too far outside of the line to potentially bring in another bonus run.
So just 1 out is what Stefano Gonzalez needs to get out of this inning. The 1-2. Upstairs for a ball. Counts now even at 2. So 2 outs, 1 on for the Oaks. The payoff pitch from Gonzalez. That's a hit. Fly ball out into left field as Ruta gets under it and makes the 3rd out. So the Oaks able to add 2 more in the bottom of the 8th inning to give a little bit more insurance. We head to the top of the 9th. Oaks leading 8-2. It's now down to just 3 final outs for the Philippines baseball group as they trail 8-2, and Winston Peterson begins his 2nd inning of action on the mound. It will be the 6, 7, 8 in the Philippines baseball batting order to get things started. As Ruta takes a strike on the outside.
Yeah, Peterson faced just 4 batters in the 8th inning, got 1 strikeout of Ben Lee. Looks to finish off another good inning.
The 0-1 to Haruta. As he checked his swing and it was outside for a ball. Counts now 1-1. So the Oaks 3 outs away from securing their 4th straight win. The 1-1 pitch. Haruta lines that down the middle as Dawson backhanded. Makes the throw in time to first. 1 down for the Oaks.
Yeah, very nicely done there by Dawson at second base with the backhand and able to make a fine throw to Wilkes at first base with that successful momentum and get the first out.
It's now Brady Ferramisco, who was 1 for 3 on the day with a single that's all the way back in the 2nd. So 1 out. The first pitch from Peterson. Fermisco takes a strike on the upper part of the zone. 0-1 to Ferramisco. Fouls that one off to the left. Now down to the count 0-2. It's Brady Ferramisco, a junior, incoming to UCLA over in Westwood, California. Playing for the newly added team now in the Big Ten. The 0-2 pitch to Ferramisco. It's upstairs for a ball. Counts now 1-2. Due up next is Riker Billingsley. It's a 1-2 count here to Faramisco. Low and outside for a ball. Counts now even at 2. Down to just 2 outs here for the Elks to wrap this one up. The 2-2 pitch. Faramisco lines that to shortstop. Moore gets under it. His throw in time as Wilkes stretches out to get the second out. It's now down to just 1 batter here for the Philippines baseball group.
Well, that's been the story defensively today for the Conejo Oaks. The range and the magical glove work that we have seen, especially from the middle infielders. And Wilkes has also done a great job on the receiving end of being able to take those throws. And Tyler Hawley, too, can't forget him, and especially that, tag and throw double play.
Outside for ball 1 is there's now a new batter. Would be Brandon Hoffman. As Riker Billingsley's day is... Oh, sorry, that is Riker Billingsley. The 1-0 here to Billingsley. Hits a pop fly, and Holly not able to get it on the hop. As it'll be an error on Holly as Billingsley advances to first for the second time today via an error.
Really 2 mistakes on Holly's part there. Number 1 was, as you mentioned, trying to scoop that ball the way he did. But in reality, I think that was Zach Mora's ball right there. He would be better off letting that ball go because Mora was in a better position to field it and make a good throw.
Especially also the way Moore has just been playing defensively as Lamarsna takes a strike inside. Yeah, Holly really got out of his third base post to go over and make the play. So an 0-1 count here to Lamarsna. Drives that foul off to the right. Now an 0-2 count. So down to just 1 strike Peterson needs to get out of this game. The 0-2 pitch to Lamarsna. Stays alive with a foul off to the right. So the Oaks will be back in action versus San Diego Wave tomorrow, as the Philippines baseball group will travel down south to play the MLB Academy Barons. The 0-2 pitch. Just inside for a ball. Now 1-2 count.
Yeah, both Peterson and Thomas really trying to frame Lamarsna there. Pitch was just a little bit far inside. Lamarsna gets to see another pitch.
The payoff pitch from Peterson. It's outside for a ball.
Yeah, Peterson, last couple pitches, is nibbling at that corner, trying to get the call.
And there is exactly a foot height difference between Lamarsna and Winston Peterson, as Lamarsna 5'8", and Winston Peterson 6'8". But it's down to 1 final pitch. The payoff. Outside for a ball.
I think there's advantages and disadvantages to both the batter and the pitcher in that situation.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, being taller, it can be sometimes tough to locate pitches, but at the same time, you're able to intimidate your batter perhaps a little bit and give your batter kind of an odd angle to work with, I think.
Well, Lamarsna staying confident at the plate. It's now up to a full count here. It's 2 outs, 1 on. Another payoff from Peterson. Swing and a miss as it was fouled into the glove to Anthony Thomas for the final out. The Oaks now make it 4 straight wins on the season. They're now up to 21 wins, a 21-9 record. They're still jiving for first place in the California Collegiate League, as in the 4th and final meeting, the Oaks defeat the Philippines baseball group 8-2. And they win 3 out of the 4 matchups this season as we now bring you into the booth. And well, I think you got to start with the pitching. I mean, overall, the Oaks pitching, we only saw Spencer Kratt for 2 innings, but really Max Strickland came in, pitched 2 really strong innings, Regan Gale, and then Winston Peterson able to finish off. What did you make of the pitching overall today?
Pitching was certainly a team effort today. Yeah, Spencer Kratt, 2 innings, all he really needed to do today. And yeah, Max Strickland, probably the most, I think this was his best performance today. You saw him go 1, 2, 3 in that 3rd inning, and, the next inning followed up another strong inning, and Regan Gale, too. 3 strong innings, and then Winston Peterson finishing it off with 2 of his own. And also, the defense for the Oaks was outstanding today. I would say it was close to perfect. We saw some defensive hurdles by, Holly and Mora on the left side of the infield, but you talk about the glove work that the middle infielders and all the infielders really saw today. Defense was lights out nearly, and the pitching was dominant. And the Oaks at the plate, they took advantage of some mistakes from the Philippines, and also they really hit well. You saw that, Zach Mora hit a ball down the left field line, and, Dawson most recently in his last at bat got a ball that he could just float out to center field and get that run home. But it was a great show by the Oaks today.
Certainly. Well, the Oaks with an 8-2 victory in the final meeting between the Philippines baseball group. They moved to 21-9 as the Philippines baseball group drops to 3-15. But we'll be back here at George Sparky Anderson Field tomorrow at 4 p.m. as it's the Oaks versus the San Diego Wave. Alongside Sammy Fawn, I've been Gio Condis and the rest of our Caneo Oaks crew. We thank you and hope you have a good rest of your Friday night.